Hello, friends. Analog Brain back again with you. Vinyl update just purchased today. Went to a nightclub, saw a gentleman perform tonight that I was just totally blown away. Actually got turned on to this gentleman's music by another VCA member. They had spoke about an artist. Was checking out a website about that artist and inadvertently saw this artist's picture. Clicked on it, listened to some song samples, and was just blown away. He has such a powerful voice. It can only be compared to someone like Roy Orbison. Such a powerful, unique voice that you don't always hear in music. It just they those type of artists with that type of vocal prowess just comes around once in a lifetime. Could not believe that not only is he a great vocalist, he's a phenomenal guitarist and a lyricist. You know, his his lyrics are only second emotionally packed to his vocal performance. When I found out this gentleman was coming to town, I had just found out on Saturday. Rearranged some things, got people to fill in their work, and was so glad I did. It was worth every effort and every headache to try to get somebody to cover the shift. When I got there, I was so excited to see this gentleman. Got pulled into the parking lot, jumped out of my car, and went into the building. Left my lights on. Came into the building, was checking everything out. Left corner of my eye, I see a table. It's got a t-shirt, some CDs, and a stack of vinyl. So I make a beeline over there. I'm checking out the stack of vinyl, and a gentleman who was mingling behind me had noticed I had approached the table, so he swung around, introduced himself. Kevin was a real nice fella, and we were talking about the vinyl and everything. And by that time, somebody had come up. The doorman actually had come up and said, "Hey, man, I think you left your lights on." I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." So I looked at Kevin. I said, "I'll be back." So I went down the hallway, was headed out towards the door to turn off my lights, and who comes walking down the hall but the gentleman that's performing that night. I looked at him and said, "Hey, man, I got a test pressing out in the car. You think you can sign it?" He says, "Yeah, man, I'll sign it for you, but I gotta go on stage right now, but I'll sign it after I perform." And so he goes to the stage, I go outside, come back inside. By that time he's on the stage. Lights have dimmed a little bit. People starting to move towards the stage and everything. And he was tuning up his guitar. And this just goes to show you what type of person uh, this gentleman is. Uh, Everybody had formed like a horseshoe around the stage, and there was a distance between him and the very first person in line. And you could tell he was checking everybody out and was saying, tune up his guitar and say, "Hey, what do I got to do to convince y'all to come a little closer?" And he started to kind of egg him on and everything. And he was kidding me with the crowd. It's like, I mean, is there somebody going to step forward and then everybody else is going to follow? So by that time, me and the gentleman who was next to me had made those steps forward. And by the time we had got to the front of the stage, the whole place was behind us. And this gentleman started going into a song, just to see that emotion, his delivery, and just passionate, unbelievable. His delivery and his repertoire with the with the crowd. He had spoke about on the way up there. He had stopped someplace and got some boudin. He was just, just impressed, bringing that local flavor to his show. And he was a little bit hollering and yelling about boudin and all that. And so he, got the crowd in this, he had the whole crowd in the palm of his hand. He also had spoken. It was funny because before I left, I had checked my email, and it was a gentleman who had recently died. And his name was Jason Molier. And he had been in a band called Ohio. And then he had recorded under the name Ohio. And then I think he released an album called the Electric Magnolia Company. And he took on that name when he went out with a band and everything. And unfortunately, he had passed away over the weekend. And so Austin was speaking about the gentleman and how it, had an impact on him, his music, and everything like that. So he performed a few songs and had spoke about his gig at the South by Southwest performance he had just done in Austin. I think he had done like 4 or 5 days there. So he apologized for his voice, that it was a little bit rough, but I couldn't tell, he just gave a stellar performance. So towards the end of his set, right before he finished his last song, he looks over at the bar, and the owners and the bartender and everything says, I hope I get invited back for suggesting this, but I want everybody, after I finish this song up here on stage, because my time is up here, I invite everybody to come out to the courtyard, and I'm going to sing a few more songs. So sure enough, he finished that one song. No delay whatsoever. He steps off that stage into the crowd, makes a beeline for the door, and the whole place follows him outside. And I've never seen that. Never been to a concert, never been to a performance at a nightclub or anything like that. That the whole crowd just follows this guy. He goes outside to this area where there's picnic tables, and he proceeds to go to the far end of the patio. Where he's sitting, the way everything's set up, he's sitting there waiting for everybody to get there and settle down. And so as he's tuning his guitar, making some final tuning to his guitar, he looks up, and creatures of habit, they all gonna sit down at the picnic table. He shakes his head, says, nobody's sitting down out here. Everybody stand up. And that's not rock and roll, he says. And so sure enough, everybody stands up. But, these picnic tables are kind of like a barrier. And Austin's not going to have that with his audience and everything. And so he urges everybody to get closer and closer, And he wants to be right in the middle of everything, right in the middle. And so I landed up standing on a picnic table because everybody had gotten so close, and Austin he wanted you to experience his art. That's one thing I liked about Austin. He referred to what he was doing as art. And there are musicians out there that are technically great. There are musicians out there that are very talented. But this gentleman is an artist in every sense of the word. The way he interacts with the crowd, it's like a neighbor that moved away has come back into town, and you're shooting the shit with him. And that interaction and everything, he just breaks down that barrier between the audience and the artist. He performed a few songs, and then he spoke again about the fellow that had passed. And the performance that he gave of Sun and Snow, which is on his live album, it's going to be embedded into my head till the day I die. By the time at the end of the song and the chorus came around, he kept on urging everybody to sing with him. And he wanted you to feel the emotion that he was singing, and his loss of his friend, and the fact that this man had an impact on his life, and the way he structured his songs. It was emotional. I mean, he kept on, telling everybody, come on, sing it, sing it for a family, sing it for your mother and father, sing it for your brother and sister, and by the time of the very last refrain, he would say, sing it for yourself. And it's a terrific song. It's from his live album, and the album that they had on sale there, and I wish they had more on sale. He had his current album, which is A New Home in an Old World. I love this artwork. And he graciously signed it. To get him to also sign the other one, let me show you this. Very simple. This is the press that I had out in the car. It's a item. Got it from the auction site, Austin Lucas collection, only 13 of 20. He signed it on the back. After he finished signing and everything, he graciously thanked me, and that was a genuine thank you. It's not like he's going through the motion and he's schmoozing with all these people outside. He was genuinely appreciative, and between his performance and his humble personality, I'm sold for life. I can't wait for his new album to come out. I'll be right there at the website, clicking them buttons and getting it sent to me. I'm needle drop that song that he ended his show with outside in the patio. And if you're really looking for someone with integrity and talent, check out Austin Lucas. Until next time, Analog Brain.
9-hour bus ride to see a friend of mine. I had neglected him as the year had found me obsessed with my own life. I wasn't there for his wedding or the birth of his first child. And these mistakes I'd long regret as I'd never make them right. And it's been 7 years swallowed. Lord, how the time has passed me by. I've written this song some 3 times, though it never saw daylight. So I sing this for your daughter, for myself, and for your wife. 'Cause those you loved and loved you hold you still on sleepless nights. Though you've gone into the dark, Lord knows we will soon follow. Life is short and shorter still. shiver and a smile. My blood runs cold with the hanging phone and Christina on the wall. Though you've gone into the dark, Lord knows we will soon follow. Life is short and shorter still with all these cold and rainy days. We have few years left, I'm told, before we're all resting in the soil. So I'll carry you with me through sun or snow. So I'll carry you with me through sun or snow. So I'll carry you with me through sun or snow. So I'll carry with me through sun